She strutted around the neighborhood like she owned the deeds to every home, every yard, every square inch of sidewalk. Karen, the woman who wore her imaginary HOA crown with more pride than sense, had a habit of testing people's patience. But she made one mistake too many when she decided my private workshop was a good spot to park her Lexus just for a few hours. It all began on a humid Wednesday. I had just finished welding a custom frame for a classic Harley rebuild when I stepped out to grab a drink from the house. Not even 10 minutes later, I returned to find my workshop's large rolling door blocked completely by a white Lexus parked at an angle like it belonged there. At first, I thought maybe a delivery guy had messed up, but then I saw the ridiculous leopard print steering wheel cover. Karen. Before I could even knock on her door, she came marching down the sidewalk like she'd been waiting for the confrontation. "It's hot and your side yard is shade. I needed to run a quick errand, and it's not like you use that space 24/7, she said, waving me off like I was the inconvenience. I told her, calmly but firmly, that she was trespassing. She rolled her eyes. "It's community property, sweetheart," she muttered, turning and walking away. I gave her a day to move it. Then another. On the third day, I was missing jobs and losing money. So I did what any licensed metal fabricator with a stubborn streak would do. I locked her car in, not just with chains. I welded a steel beam across the outside of my shop's sliding doors, completely sealing her Lexus in like a sarcophagus on wheels. Then I packed my bags and headed off for a fishing trip upstate. 10 days later, I came back to a neighborhood on edge. Karen had called the police, the HOA, which doesn't even legally exist anymore, and even threatened a lawsuit. But when the officers saw the security footage, her trespassing, ignoring notes, and texts blocking my business, they just shook their heads. One even chuckled. "Ma'am," he said, "this is private property. Be grateful he didn't have it towed." She never apologized, but she never parked there again either. In fact, she started crossing the street whenever she saw me. My clients, they loved the story. And me, I got the best vacation I've had in years, paid for by peace shade and a little bit of welding justice.